Who do you believe is the more difficult fight for you?
Я думаю, що з Вайлдером.
I think Wilder.
Why?
Чому?
Because.
Just because.
Just because. Well, I hope we get to find out the answer to both of those questions. Who do you...
What's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. So, we just heard Usyk questioned on who he thinks is the harder fight, Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder. Now, he said Wilder. You could say he's kind of joking, just messing about. You could even say maybe he's sour and he's lying because he's kind of mad at Fury. Either way you look at it, number one, I think Usyk played it coy. Particularly, let's not forget, it was only a week or two ago the Saudis came out, or someone came out and said, if the Fury fight don't happen, we might do Usyk versus Wilder. So, what do I mean by, well, I think Usyk's being coy here? Either way, again, he's either mugging off Fury, or he really means it. But the reason he doesn't want to go into detail, I mean, it's not rocket science really, but end of the day, man, Usyk's been able to disarm every fighter. It's a bit like Lomachenko as well. Lomachenko, before the Devin Haney fight, said, I've got this guy's number. I'm not going to tell you what I've got of his number. You know, no one's there. These guys are sneaky. These cats are sneaky. They ain't giving their shtick away. Now again, what we all know, Wilder's got a great right hand, which Usyk will know too, but clearly there's more intricacies than that. Why? How do we know this? Well, I'm pretty sure Luis Ortiz been boxing for 50 years. Yeah, he couldn't work it out. Yeah, but listen, his legs are too old. Even if Luis Ortiz had the cheat book, his legs are still 65. You put any 65-year-old man in there with a dude who's 6'7" and an athletic basketball player build, it's going to be a wrap for them. So forget about Ortiz, but still, you get my point. I mean, actually, who has Wilder been in there with? Ortiz, Fury. Fury worked him out, but then again, Fury got put down as well. To be fair, yeah, Wilder, even if you say, but then again, who's Fury fought? Vlad couldn't put Fury down. That's true. But arguably, Vlad fought a much cleaner Fury. We can almost compare the Fury versus Vlad fight with the Fury versus Wilder 1 fight. Fury came on his bike, but the Fury in the Wilder 1 fight wasn't as sharp after his 2-year binge or whatever else. So we can't draw direct comparisons. But still, who's Fury really fought? Okay, Vlad, then he ran off in the rematch. So it's difficult. It's difficult to try and analyse. Well, wait a minute. Fury beat Wilder, but Fury ain't beat no one. Yeah? Wilder beat Ortiz and some other dude, or knocked down Fury, but there's nothing that really builds up. Even with I guess Usyk, okay, he dealt with cruiserweights, and then he's moved up to heavyweight, and he's beat AJ, who's half finished. I don't know, maybe I'd love to have been around in an era like the 1990s, because people say, oh, why be negative about everyone? No one's doing the work. Sorry, that's not fair. Usyk can only beat who's in front of him, but it's the calibre of individual today, especially in the heavyweight division. It's full of twinks, I gotta say that. It's full of men who haven't fought no one, or when they do fight people, they lose their head, like AJ. AJ's really fought everyone, but he's been finished for the last 2 or 3 years. Do you understand? I wouldn't mind seeing, for example, AJ versus Usyk in 2017. That would have been, or 2016. That would be worth watching. Maybe it goes the same way. Do you know what I'm saying? But let's see AJ have a bit of a go. You know what I mean? But anyway, I've digressed. Let's talk. I want to talk about this matchup. And that's the thing, I'm not sure how good Fury is. This is the Usyk fight is the fight we find out how tricky Fury really is. Fury's never fought a boxer. Okay, Vlad. Again, Vlad number one wanted the rematch. I believe Vlad was a 10-year reigning champion, and he took his, not eye off the ball, but it's when you're winning, it's hard to remain 10 out of 10 motivated. That's not Tyson Fury's fault. What is Tyson Fury's fault is running off from the rematch. Tyson Fury may well have gone in there and repeated the same thing against Vlad. Fair play to him. He didn't. That's what I wanted to see. The champion who's been reigning for 10 years, how he comes back. That's when you're your most motivated. You've just lost for the first time in God knows how many, a decade. We didn't get to see that. So like I said, forget about Vlad. Yeah. Usyk versus Fury is the first time we see Fury in there with someone who can box. Who doesn't just have a party trick. That's a fact. Go on. Name the other people on Fury's resume who can box at an A-star level. There ain't none. These guys are untested. I mean, Fury don't even have the... And I think he beats all of them. But he doesn't have the Pulevs, the Povetkins. And again, I don't even really rate them guys. Them guys are the old generation, they're old heads. But still, he doesn't even have them ones on there. Not like, to be honest, I wouldn't even want to watch that. But still, that's why this Usyk fight is so relevant. We have to see this. I think Fury beats Usyk, but we have to see it. It's no good thinking it. I mean, look at Dillian White. Most people thought Dillian White would beat Povetkin. He got stoned. Yeah? So, that's the Fury thing out of the way. The Wilder thing, listen, Wilder, yeah, Ortiz is 65, but Wilder, that right hand, man, and even AJ was hitting Usyk with the right hand. I don't know what Devin Haney was doing against Loma, but he lost his head as well, 100%. It seems to me that Devin Haney was hanging out with AJ, lost his head, 100%. But yeah, that Wilder right hand, you know, I mean, if AJ can hit you with a right hand, although AJ was kind of pushing it out, he wasn't loaded and swinging from his ankles like Wilder would be, potentially. But then again, to be fair, I have seen Wilder dinging it as well. What fight was it? It may have even been the Ortiz 2 fight. That was a whip. If Wilder... And that's what I've always wondered about these trainers yet. Wilder would be so much more dangerous if he varied his right hand. Not every time you have to sling it from the hip. Do you know what I'm saying? I'd love to see Wilder just popping it out. You know what I mean? Changing it up. Pop, whip. You know what I'm saying? What's the word? Vary the velocity of it. Vary what you're doing with it. Because if all you're doing is carrying it at your waist and winging it, you know, Jake Paul's Jake Paul makes Wilder look like he's 10-10. Like, do you know what I mean? I can't do it, people. Honestly, some of the pictures I've seen of Jake Paul, I've seen Jake Paul throwing the right hand and looking between his legs back the other way. It's madness, man. But again, it shows you what these $1 million trainers be doing. Like, if I'm running a gym, yeah, that just can't happen. There's not even once can a dude I'm training be looking back between his legs when he's throwing the right hand. But even so, all due respect, Wilder's been doing this 15 years. In 15 years, he still don't have no variant on his right hand. Or if he does, it's lucky. If Wilder puts a short right hand out, it's because it just kind of happened. You don't see him consistently, you know what I mean, touching, and then whapping. If Wilder can add that to his game, I kind of half agree. But again, I agree with Wilder may be a more difficult fight. We know the backhand. Look at Devin Haney. Devin Haney has a world-class jab against orthodox fighters. The jab, and really you're lead-handing completely. Anything you're doing as an orthodox fighter, jab, left hook, it's more or less useless against a southpaw. The angles don't line up. It's all about the backhand. Again, Devin Haney. Devin Haney lands 300 jabs per fight, normally. Then it was like 15 versus southpaws. So, Fury's weapon, which to be fair, Fury doesn't really use the jab as a damage shot. He's kind of like flapping it out, flap. So, but even so, I'm pretty sure Devin Haney would have liked to have flap the jab out. It shut his jab down. In fact, most of Fury's work comes from the jab. He flaps it around in their face and then puts them on the end. Is that going to work against Usyk? We don't know. Then again, Fury could just turn southpaw, and essentially it's an orthodox versus orthodox fight. Though I haven't seen him do that too much recently, to be honest. When was the last time? Maybe he has in a few rounds, but consistently, I guess he hasn't needed to, in all fairness. But still, these are the questions. I want to see both fights. I want to see AJ and Wilder, Wilder and Usyk, Fury and Wilder. I don't want to see Fury and AJ. That's not interesting for me. I don't think Fury can knock AJ out, personally. I think Wilder can spark AJ out if he gets lucky, kind of thing. If that party trick lands. But yeah, in conclusion, we have to see them, people. I hate to say this, like, it's sad. In the UFC, yeah, you don't have to say, oh, we have to see these fights. The fights happen. But that's the fact of the matter. The fact of the matter is, I shouldn't be hitting here trying to debate and analyse what's going on. Before, we're sitting there trying to, for example, with fantasy fights, or Ali versus Mike Tyson. You have to do that because Ali's gone, and Tyson 50 years old, never going to happen. Why are we sitting here? Oh, but Wilder's right hand, and oh, but Fury hasn't fought a real boxer. That's the state we're at in boxing. That's all we've got. All we've got is just waffling around the place, which is sad. But anyway, I like Usyk's energy. You need to stay on this one. I'd just stay clowning Fury. I'd stay clowning him. Yeah, I'd probably come out and say, listen, your gloves was all floppy. Your gloves was floppy. Fury, I'll just take the Michael at this point. Wilder's the hard fight. Wilder can punch. I've seen Fury in there with Chisora can't punch. Oops, one of them ones. You know what I'm saying? But then I guess Fury would say, well, I smoked the guy. My no punch having ass smoked him. I mean, what was Wilder thinking, man? How did Wilder get stopped? Then again, no. To be fair to Wilder, he left it all in there. You can't critique that. Even if the best scientists in the world can't work out how Wilder got smoked by Fury, still. Because I'm trying to think. The thing is, Fury didn't even smoke Pianetta like that. There was a guy called Pianetta. There was a guy called Otto Wallin. There was a guy called... He ain't smoked no one that way. It's like, wow. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why I guess really basketball players shouldn't be in boxing. Yeah? Because their legs... Yeah, Wilder's got a great right hand, yeah. But them legs, they ain't supporting what they need to. It's all top heavy. Do you know what I'm saying? Them legs are used for galloping down the court, clearly. They're not used for stability. Yeah? That's why really Fury, that was the first knockout Fury got in his whole career, more or less. She's already been in there 3 times. No problem. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. I want to see these fights. I've been saying this. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe. And let off the bell 100%, no doubt.